Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Sports Vault Jersey. Joe Archino back here, and Derek Fisher has been fired as the head coach of the New York Knicks. During his time there, he compiled a record of 40 and 96, 23 and 31 this season. And look, I don't think any of us are really that surprised that Derek Fisher has been fired. Really, the comments last week, that if the Knicks didn't make the playoffs, wouldn't be the end of the world. Very strange, very misplaced. That there kind of told you all you needed to know about this situation and where it was going. It was not going in the right direction, clearly, and I think you have to look at this from the Knicks standpoint. What do they do now? We all kind of knew Derek Fisher probably wasn't the long-term guy here. I think, look, he came into this situation. It was one of Phil's guys. Jason Kidd had also done some good things, kind of making the transition right away from playing to coaching. So a lot of people probably thought, Derek Fisher, smart guy. He knows the system Phil wants to run. He's one of Phil's guys. There's a lot of things there to kind of look positively at. But there weren't many positives when the actual product was being placed. Now you gotta just ask the question is, what do you do? There's one man sitting out there right now out of work who is undisputedly the best coach out there available, and that is Tom Thibodeau. Frank Isola kind of put a tweet out there, and I thought it really perfectly summed it all up. He said, this is a no-brainer. This is the no-brainer of no-brainers. There's a top 5 coach available. Hire him. Ask the Bulls players what they think of Thibodeau. And really, the first thing I thought about that was the Knicks don't do no-brainers well. They never have with Dolan as owner. The Knicks don't do no-brainers well. It's as easy to say as that. Now, there's always been a lot of sources who have said that Thibodeau has always expressed a lot of desire to coach the New York Knicks one day. It's always been something that he's aspired to do. I don't know how true those reports actually were, but I think the fact that we heard them so many times probably says there's some truth to them. And he also recruited Carmelo Anthony very heavily to the Chicago Bulls a few summers ago. So there are things in place which would say this is a very attractive spot for Tom Thibodeau. Here's what you have to worry about, though, is this the kind of guy Phil wants? Look, good coaches are good coaches. You can't handcuff them by trying to make them run what you used to run. And I think for Phil, that's something he still has to get past. And I'll ask this question. The triangle, if it's so good, why isn't everybody in the league using it? The triangle is kind of one of those things where it was associated with Phil Jackson. He was the guy who kind of made it with his claim to fame. It's his product, and you can't force your product on another coach. That's what has always been the Knicks' problem, is they've never had the ability to have a strong-willed coach with a strong voice who does it his way or he does it the highway. That's what Tom Thibodeau is. One of the reasons a lot of people thought that Tom Thibodeau kind of was fired from the Bulls is because it clearly wasn't because he wasn't winning enough. This is an incredible basketball coach. He pushed his players too hard. He just pushed them too hard, and sometimes it wore them down. But the players never complained about it. Joakim Noah embraced that. A lot of the players embraced that, how much he pushed them to be better, how much he pushed them. He was fired because I think ownership collectively thought maybe he was pushing them too hard, and they wore down as a result of that. But good coaching is good coaching. You just got to step back and let guys do it their way. That is how you enable success. Get out of the way. Don't interfere. Let them do what they do. And James Dolan clearly has been a guy who has liked to interfere during his career, always kind of thinking he has the evaluating skills or personnel skills. He does not. You need to step out of the way. Look, it's like Isola said, it's a no-brainer. He is the best coach out there. If you want the best out there, you go and you pick up the phone and you get Tom Thibodeau in there tomorrow. But that is not normally what the Knicks do. It is a no-brainer decision, but it's not a decision that the Knicks will make. It's just not how they operate. They don't do what's in the best interest a lot of times. And the best interest is definitely bringing in Tom Thibodeau. But, it's one of those interesting things now, too, where one guy can really change everything that you do, but you have to let him do it his way. And even if you do get a Tom Thibodeau, I still worry that, Phil is going to try to handcuff him to his style. And that is not something that you could do. You have to let coaches coach. You can't stand in their way. I mean, it's really Bill Parcells, football guy. But I think his message kind of relates to every other sport. Bill Parcells wasn't always the easiest guy to get along with, but it was his way, and you did it that way, and that way won, and that's how it should be. Phil Jackson didn't get interference. He was able to coach his way, and look at the results that it wielded. You need to just let these guys do what they do. Tom Thibodeau knows what he's doing, and clearly we will see and continue to monitor how the situation goes. But I think Fisher out, no brainer. This is a team right now where it's in a very weird place. Carmelo Anthony is one of those players where I've been very, very hypercritical of him during his career. I still am. I think he is one of the most overrated players in basketball. He has not done winning. He's been out of the first round of the playoffs twice during his career. That really tells me all I need to know. He doesn't play a team-winning basketball. Look at who's winning titles. The Spurs, the Miami Heat when LeBron was there, the Golden State Warriors. Team-oriented basketball 101. That is what wins. Carmelo's game is not built around team basketball. It is a hindrance, and although he puts up good numbers, it's a hindrance to the team. It's really just about putting his numbers up. But he has done a little bit better in the rebounding department this season, definitely better in the assist department. All those numbers are better, so he has done some good things this season, but you have good pieces to build on. I love Porzingis. I think, again, critical of the draft choice at the time, but you kind of have to love the way he embraces the city, he embraces the team. He's a very easy guy to kind of get to go behind. He's an easy selling point for people because he's not disagreeable. He's a guy who just does things the right way, and I think a guy like that is a nice piece to have in place for the next guy you're going to bring in. But it really is easy. It's Tom Thibodeau, but I think based on the Knicks track record, everything that they've done in the past, the easy decision is not usually made with this organization. It's just the way it is. Knicks fans have endured a lot. It has not been an easy time. The easy choice is here, but will the Knicks make it? Clearly, if they do make it, we'll be right back here to talk about it. But, until that happens, I have to see it with my own eyes. And, again, I just do not trust the decision-making. Easy, but they probably won't do it. Until then, though, Jersey, Joe Archino here with the Sports Vault. You can follow me on Twitter at Joe Archino, on Instagram, Jersey_Joe_Archino, and we'll see you folks next time.